Hello, in this video I want to show you how you can set up consumers of your APIs in EventCatalog. Now most documentation tools, what they allow you to do is take an OpenAPI file, create some documentation, and that's about it. What EventCatalog allows you to do is go a step further and actually document who is consuming these APIs by route and by service. So I just want to show you a quick demo of how this works and how you can get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is head over into the code, and now I have the code. I have a brand new catalog here, and I have a bunch or one OpenAPI file here as an example. So you have an order API and it has a bunch of routes on it, right? Post requests, get requests, whatever else like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is configure the EventCatalog plugin. So I go over to the EventCatalog config.js. And as you can see here, I have the generator, which is our plugins. I'm using the plugin here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to point EventCatalog at that OpenAPI file, and we do that here. And what I'm telling EventCatalog here is I want to document this API file, which is what it would do. And then I'm also saying I want to document consumers of this API. So what I'm saying here, and I'm giving you some examples, is we have a payment service, and this payment service consumes and uses this particular route, which is a suffix pattern, right? So all I'm saying here is that anything with /payments at the end, this payment service uses. Same with shipping service, with shipments. We can do exact matching. So I can say that notification service is using this particular route, okay? And then the analytics service just says we use everything, there is no routes. And then the mobile app down here says we can use a mixture of both. We have pattern matching, we have suffix, we have prefix and wildcard matching that allows you to do. So to clarify what's happening here is we are documenting our API. We're saying the ordered API has this spec, but we're also documenting downstream consumers of the spec to say, hey, I'm using this thing, and EventCatalog will know about that. So what I'm going to do now is actually run npm run generate. And what that's going to do is go through our catalog, and it's going to document these things for us. So that's that done. And then what we're going to do now is run the catalog on our machine, and I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like in your EventCatalog. So as you can see here, I'm on a new catalog. I can see down here, I'm going to click on the services. These are all the services in our catalog that's just been generated. And I'm going to click on the order service and go to overview. So this is the overview of the page. As you can see, not much going on here, just that, some documentation. But the interesting thing is the map, the visualization, that I can now see that this order service has all these different routes on it from our specification. But I can hover over one of these routes, and I can say, okay, the analytics service and payment service are actually invoking this particular query, this GET request on this particular service. So what does that mean is it allows us to see exactly who is calling what and what relies on what. Okay, so we can say, okay, here is this service downstream, and it's now we can visually see that these messages are going to this post request or get request or whatever else like that. Okay, so if I go to a different service, let's say the notification service, that map, we can see that notification service is over here in isolation, a microservice, whatever you might want to call it, is actually making a post request on this particular service downstream. And the same if we go to the mobile app, we can see the mobile app is actually using this command, this post request, and these get requests downstream like that. We can go to the domain to get the high level view. If we go to domains and go to map, we can see that all the domains in this example, we only have one, but you can kind of get the general gist, and you can kind of see the relationships like that. So to clarify what's happening here, we can also right click and get the schemas, but to clarify what's happening here is we are documenting the orders service. As you can see here, we have the orders service, we have the OpenAPI file, we have all the messages, inbound messages for this service, like the queries and commands, and the post requests and get requests and everything else like that. But we're also documenting who consumes them. And what I mean by that, who is using and calling the APIs downstream. And as I said, you can do pattern matching, you can do exact matching, anything you want. So if you want to get started and have a play with this, head over to eventcatalog.dev, and at the top you'll see integrations, click on Open API, and then just click install, and then follow the things like that, follow the rest of the instructions, and you should get up and running. So if you've got any questions, in the meantime, head over to Discord, or you can catch me wherever you can find me. And yeah, just with that, I just want to say thanks for watching. Hope you found this useful. Any questions you have, just write in the comments, or as I said, come over to Discord. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time.